Hey there! Welcome to the Flute 360 podcast. I'm Dr. Heidi K. Begay, and I'm a flutist, educator, coach, and podcaster. My God-given mission is to serve you. I am passionate about guiding you, the modern-day flutist, to discover your unique voice on and off the stage. The goal of this podcast is to help you thrive, both as an artist and as a musicpreneur. Go ahead and grab some espresso, your favorite notepad, and let's get to it. Today's episode 197 is titled Tampere Flute Fest with Jenny Villanen. You have such a beautiful home, and I agree. I would be drawn to that fireplace too. It is gorgeous.
It's not common. We have a row house here, so we don't have a real house. It's row house here, but still, it's the only apartment which have the own fireplace. So I enjoy it really much.
So, are you in Finland right now?
Yes. In Latvia, it's like 60 kilometers from Helsinki.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would think that every house or apartment would have to be required to have a fireplace in the building just because it's Finland.
Yeah, and there's snow over the window right now, so
Yeah.
right, so fireplace is good.
Yeah. When Eric and I actually visited Eastern Europe and we were living in Bulgaria and Romania for a couple months before the pandemic, our Airbnb apartment in Bulgaria had a very similar fireplace.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
We lit that bad boy up every night.
Yeah. I would love to have it every night, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
like weekend luxus.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. No, I love it. So before we dive into some questions and before we start diving into highlighting the festival through Tampere, I would love to get to know you a little bit more. Can you share with the listeners your backstory, your musical career, anything you would like to offer?
Yeah. So I have been in Helsinki Philharmonic Orchestra since 2007, so almost 15 years, and I have studied only in Finland. I have had masterclasses and with many flutists when I was studying, but yeah, I got job already when I was 23 years old. I started in army band, the guard band of Finland, so the biggest one in Finland and Helsinki. So I studied with working same time, and that worked for me very well. And yeah, I have done a lot of gigs and substituting in many Finnish orchestras, and that makes me happy when I see my friends and colleagues all over Finland and can have kind of different experiment in different orchestras. It gives the musician to have that kind of, you get know people in different how the different orchestra are playing and always learn something from there and hopefully give something for you also every time. So that I feel that it's very interesting. And I love to play Tampere music. I had two different groups who I play with. Of course, with pandemic we didn't have any gigs and everything was missing, but still we have those. And also I love teaching. I have students who are studying in Sibelius Academy or somewhere else in Finland. They are coming to have lessons. So I don't have any place. I don't have time for that. Maybe that's the main reason, because I have also family life. I have a little son, and I have also boyfriend or man, how you say, living here close for me, and we have family life. And then I have my own hobbies. I also go quite often in gym 4 to 5 times per week, and I have my own coach for that, and I compete in body fitness, or I think in US it's figure. Bodybuilding is more muscles, but this is more feminine way.
Mm.
And yeah, I also work with musicians. I go with them in gym and do home programs, and I have educated myself as a personal trainer and nutrition coach. So I want to help people to have a healthier life, and yeah, it's very common that musicians have pains and different kind of, they have to take sick leave um, from job because of pain in the body, and I want to help. So that's why I educate myself and wanted to learn more about body, how it works, and how could we feel better and play as long as it's possible.
Oh, that's beautiful, Jenny. And that's wonderful that you had that heart of servitude.
Yeah,
Kudos to you. I can feel it even from Texas to Finland through this Zoom call. You have a very warm spirit. So that's kind of you to want to help others in that way.
yeah. I hope I have helped. At least I have had many clients and colleagues who has asked help, and I hope I have have helped them as much as I can. Yeah.
I'm sure you have. And as you're juggling being a mom and a partner, a flutist, a teacher, you are also a guest artist through the Tampere Flute Festival. How did you and Beatriz meet up? I'm sure it's because of the different orchestras that you both play in Finland, right?
Yeah. Actually, we didn't met before uh, this festival. Beatrice wrote to me and was asking me to play with Tampere Flute Festival this year, and I was so happy because I think they are doing great festival, and I was very honored to be asked for the guest member in there, and yeah. So, and Beatrice actually, she has been substituting me in our orchestra.
Oh, okay.
It's nice to give something back. Yeah.
How
Uh,
wonderful.
yeah. But yeah, I'm so happy. I have own concert with piccolo, and with Victor Bellia is playing piano there, and I have yeah, my own recital, and then I'm teaching and also being judge member, and yeah, I'm very
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah. It's a great festival and it's a great setup and you getting to do a little bit of everything through the festival is wonderful.
It is.
Yeah. So, because I'm thinking of it, if there's a listener out there who is interested in going and participating and watching some of the remote events, if you can't go in person, you can go to tampereflutefest.com and the festival is happening in April 2022. So you can check out the schedule, the other guest artists, the competitions, and more. So feel free to go to the website for that information. Neat. So let's go back
Yeah.
to the health element that you have incorporated in your life. And the reason why I want to draw our conversation there is because, like, as we were saying in the email correspondences, how my podcast and how I like to serve my listeners through Flute 360
Yeah.
this 360ness is looking at the overarching person through the human element, and health is a big component of that. And then the artistic side and the business side.
Mm.
So, since you are a health advocate, I think it's fundamental, and I think it's really important that we focus, like you were saying, on our health, on our body,
Yeah.
because we are asking our body to do a lot of things, right? To bring that left arm over and hold an asymmetrical instrument, having strength in the back, dexterity in the fingers. So, what's the one thing that you would like to promote to flutists? Like, is there something that you see across the board with musicians that they don't do blank? Are people not, perhaps incorporating a specific diet well? Are they perhaps like maybe not exercising it as much as they should be? What's the
Mhm.
one thing that you think most flutists are maybe lacking in their routine?
First thing is coming to me is that whenever you feel pain or something unnormal, you should react. It's
Okay.
always telling you something. So maybe it's coming that you are playing in same position. So just move. Don't ever stay too long in same position.
Mm,
Relax and roll your hand, wave your hand, do different kind of things
mm,
whenever you feel something. And if it doesn't go away, then do something more.
mm,
So, for example, I feel that everyone should do something to move your body and feel it. If you have just rubber band, this exercise band, you can do many things with
mm,
that, and make sure that your shoulders and that you are moving,
mm,
that nothing is tucked. So moving is one thing, and of
mm,
course it's very complex um, thing, your body, but always remember, if you feel something uncomfortable, think what you could do with that. Go to massage or go to walk
mm,
or just if you do something to your move backward because you are playing here in
mhm,
front,
mm.
so then you could move backwards, just
The
open that
the
everything is,
opposite.
yeah, opposite.
Yeah.
And of course, I think when you practice, think that uh, if you can, you could practice standing.
Mm,
And of course, in orchestras and chamber music, you probably have to sit,
mm,
but then you can also there you can move a little bit.
mm.
So it's always possible to a little bit move yourself and put your blood and everything goes. So, and if you have break, uh, like orchestras, we have break. Many people go to eat something or drink coffee and sit again. So
Mm.
maybe that is where you can little bit at least walk and think about that.
Yeah. No, I love it. Incorporating movement into your routine and making
Yeah.
sure that nothing is stuck and doing opposite um, movement from what we do, being forward and playing with the flute, but asking, maybe our arms to do some backward stretches or
Yeah.
to open that up. I
Yeah.
totally agree.
Yeah. I hope I could
Yeah.
show you more,
Yeah.
but
If you
but
can see
it's
Jenny
always,
and I right now, we are moving our arms back and
yeah,
Uh,
it's always like the moving. Mm, yeah, it can be just relaxing walking also.
mm,
15 minutes there, 15 minutes somewhere else. It's always better than just stay.
yeah.
If you have 15 minutes time, go out and walk a little bit or do something at home, some moments that
Mm.
feels you better.
Yeah, no, I love what you're saying, Jenny. And what I'm hearing you say is even if it's like a 5, 10, 15-minute walk, or even if it's you just moving from the studio to the kitchen, or
Mm,
if you can incorporate movement somehow, even if it's little spurts of time, like 15, 20 minutes walking around the block, it can do a lot for the circulation of the blood. It can get the oxygen flowing, and it could do you a lot of good.
Exactly, exactly. It doesn't have to be a much.
Yeah.
And always, of course, uh, there's time that people have to relax, and that's the another thing that like my life is very. Uh, I have a really thick schedule every time, but every day. But I have also scheduled relaxing time and time with family, and it's also very
Mm.
important to leave every thought and relax, and yeah, that's all.
Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah, and the mental aspect of it too.
Yes,
Shutting down and not working, and like you said, spending time with family and friends and
Mhm.
recuperating that way is so imperative.
Yes, yes, it is.
Yeah.
It gives you the. I think the mental and physical size is going together, and
Mm.
it's always important to understand that also. You could have pain because of some stress reaction in your body.
Mm.
So every relaxing thing that you can do, breathe uh, or is it mindfulness or meditation or just breathing. For me, actually, the gym is kind of meditation. If I
Mm.
go to gym, I concentrate for breathing. I concentrate what my body is doing. I really much concentrate every movement I do. I want
Mm.
to do everything correct, and I don't stress anything about outside for that time. That it's my time, and it's
Mm.
really important thing for me, because I think that is how I have I get strength to my mind and my body both. And I have
Okay.
realized how important that is to me, but it's also important to everyone to find what is their thing. And I think that everyone should have something, some exercise and some mental relaxing thing
Mm.
to get better and feeling better. And also it helps to concentrate and control nerves, and we all play some point to audience, and have to be best version of ourselves in
Mm.
front of audience. So it's really exciting, and it you have to control your nerves to play
Mm.
play the audience. So I think that's what is balancing that very well, that you have something physical and also something relaxing thing in your life.
No, I love it. There were two huge gems, two
Mm,
huge gold nuggets that you just said.
mm,
One, I heard you say that if there's stress in your mind, it could
mm.
actually impact the stress in your body.
Yeah.
So that's why mindfulness meditation is so important to relax the mind, and that could also positively affect the body too.
Exactly, exactly.
Ooh, I love
Like
that.
some people who have pain in back problems or something like that, or stomach problems, they have gone away when they have relaxed. So it's
Okay.
really, really important to realize how your body is working, and find find the balance in your life.
Yeah, that's a good reminder because sometimes we think the two are separate, but they're
Yeah,
not. It's
no,
all integrated.
yeah,
Yeah. And the second thing you said was, of course, then you said it beautifully. You want to show up on the stage to your audience and to your listeners in the best version of yourself.
yeah,
And the exercising and the eating well and the mental relaxation, all of these things come into play when we get to be an artist on the stage.
yeah,
Because if we are meditating, if we are calming down the mind, if our body's working the way we want it to work, then when we as performers go up on the stage, we are going to be able to diminish maybe stage fright, right?
yeah,
And to diminish like that inner dialogue that's happening on the stage and to calm those nerves so we can be our best selves.
yeah. So when you when you have the when you know uh, somehow I feel that I can use that energy and use if I have some anxious feelings or sad feelings or something, I can put those into music when I can control the nerves. When I somehow the performing is so how I say it's full body experiment somehow, and I want to put my feelings into music,
Mm.
and they are okay. Every feeling is okay, and we all have different kind of stories in our lives which affects us. It has
Mm.
affecting what has happened in our lives.
Mm.
So if you can somehow, I feel that if I had a kind of sad memory or something, I don't pack it inside me. I can use that
Hmm.
in some point in some music, for example, and I can have something more into music, some realistic feeling. That's also something that it's really amazing as performing artist, that I don't have feel everything inside me. I
Mm.
can show somehow with music and let things go
Mm.
go and yeah. So it's if you are honest to yourself and honest to your feelings and somehow think that everything is every feeling is just right. It's you have to feel those and you have to let them go also
Hmm.
somehow. Yeah,
No, I
it's
love it.
deep, but it's true that
Hmm.
everything is happening all the time, and I think very musicians are very sensitive, and we are really emphatic, and we have to have those feelings to create something own
Hmm.
what we want to show the audience.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. And you used some phenomenal descriptive words, saying empathetic, being sensitive.
Mm,
And you're right. What we get to do as creative artists is so special and so precious because we get to channel those stories and those memories and the feelings
mm,
that we are experiencing internally. And we get to put it out into the world as therapy for ourselves, but for also for our listeners, right?
mm,
And we have that, we get to be that vessel and we get to just indulge and really just therapeutically maybe go through those emotions and those feelings that we are experiencing. Like, for example, trying to process the pandemic and trying to
yes,
process war. I mean, we are living in some insane, traumatic times right now.
yeah,
Right? I mean, the world every time I open up the newspaper, it's devastating, right?
it is, it
And we
is.
get to maybe shed some beautiful love and put some beauty out into the world,
Yeah,
and at the same time, not only help others cope with the situation with beautiful music, but we get to process our feelings too.
yeah, that is so true. And yeah, I was thinking this week we are playing Prokofiev Lieutenant Kie at work, and Prokofiev violin concerto, and I was thinking, oh my god, how can I do it
Yeah.
this time? But when I do it, I think everyone there are sharing the same thoughts, and audience is coming there to have some hope, and it's very important. It's very important to audience also to to have that feeling that they can just listen and feel whatever the music is giving to them,
Mm,
whatever feeling. Yeah.
yeah. No, and not to divert too much, but How is everybody in Finland right now?
I think we are good.
Yeah.
Of course, there's thoughts in Ukraine, and
Yeah.
it's sad, and it's yeah. Of course, we are neighbors of Russia, so
Yeah.
it feels terrifying for me, at least. I'm we have our war history with Russia,
Mm.
so no one can trust now what's happening. But yes, we have really good president,
Mm.
and there's yeah. I think we are good now. I hope
Yeah.
future also. But yeah,
Mm.
it's here. Everything is okay.
Yeah. Well, my thoughts and prayers are with you and also, of course, with the Ukrainians. I mean, when it happened here in the States, like my heart just melted. And it's such a tragedy and such beautiful people, and civilians. And I've visited the area, many times
Yeah.
through my travels, and it's heartbreaking. And
Really.
yeah, my prayers are with you and the people in Finland because you are neighbors, to Russia and of course Ukraine. But um, yeah, I just thought to ask since you brought up Prokofiev and
Yeah.
and especially this climate that we're in, it's like, wow, okay, this is real.
I think I heard that Prokofiev has born aria of Ukraine.
Mm,
He was a composer, but he was born in Ukraine area,
mm,
and yeah,
wow.
but yeah, thoughts are in Ukraine this week. I can tell you,
Yeah.
yeah, but let's hope so. I pray and hope every part of my soul and heart that
Mm,
everything is going to be okay soon. I really hope that there's some solution is
yeah.
coming. It's
Yeah.
only
Me too. So going back, I think the best way to maybe go back to our conversation is we were talking about Finland.
yeah.
And I think that this is the third Tampere Flute Fest. Beatrice and I were introduced many, many years ago in California, actually, at a National Flute Association conference. And since then, we've become friends and we've been partnering through TFF for a while now. And I believe this is the third festival.
Yeah.
So it's a big deal. It's got motion and the wheels are going and she's done a phenomenal job and I'm so glad that you're going to be one of the guest artists.
Yeah. I'm happy and she is
Yeah. She is. Can you share with us besides I remember you mentioning that you are going to be an adjudicator and you're going to be teaching at the master classes, but of course you're going to be playing as well. Are you
yeah.
allowed to share with the listeners your repertoire for the
Yeah.
recital?
I think so. It's now I
Okay.
can.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, I'm really happy that I can have my own recital, and I wanted to play something. I think piccolo players should play more flute repertoire also. So I
Hmm.
I wanted to play there either Johann Sebastian Bach, which is one of my favorite piccolo. I love to play everything with his composers,
Mm.
flute sonatas and different kind of. I play these solo partitas and cello and violin, all those different kind of things
Mm.
with piccolo. But I choose still another flute composer who has done really much flute repertoire. I play Friedrich Kuhlau there
Okay.
with piccolo. And
Nice.
that's a challenge, but yeah, I'm playing Introduction and Variationen über ein Thema, Carmalia von Webern, Eriante,
Mm.
and I love that because my recital name is Piccolo Variation, so there's a lot of variation in this. So I play that, and then I play solo piccolo thing, the Song Flight from Dave Smith, which is the bird life, different kind of things in bird life, and Amanda Harper, that is a U.S. composer,
Mm.
her sonata for piccolo,
Okay.
and I think that is quite nice combination, different kind of music and different composers and different times. So that's a really nice
Mm.
romantic, how I say, there's romantic way. It's quite new, but yeah, it's quite new, quite new. So I love to do it. Then I play also the gala concert calling
Okay.
which is ice, and there's this. I play two different Finnish composers. There's this Tauno Marttinen Ilmatar, which is a short piccolo solo,
Mm.
and then with flute I play Aulis Sallinen,
Mm.
Mistral music, and that was composed in some competition in Finland a couple of years ago, maybe almost 20 years ago. Yeah, and I love Aulis Sallinen. He has done also this flute concerto, and I feel that there's a same kind of magical and feeling in that piece. I love it.
Mm.
When I was studying in Sibelius Academy, I had opportunity to play Sallinen's concerto part in Hobbit ballet.
Mm.
They were doing that, so there was a couple of movements of Sallinen's flute concerto. So that reminds me of that time and happy times when I was 20 years old and or younger and studying. Yeah, but
What
those
an
there and quite big, big things, many things there. But yeah,
yeah. What
really
a
happy.
great program.
Yeah, there's so many different things, and I'm happy to introduce also piccolo very many ways.
Mhm.
How I can do different kind of colors and different kind of music with that.
Mhm. No, I couldn't agree more. And what you said about flute pieces from the Baroque era work really well on the piccolo.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love it.
really, really well. Yeah, it's wooden instrument, so I feel that somehow it speaks better, even for me at least.
Yeah.
I feel I feel kind of easier the way play Bach, for example, with piccolo. Of course,
Okay.
every repertoire is good, Handel or something else. But yeah,
Uh-huh.
I play a lot Bach, and I have done that actually with accordion also with my duo partner. They had
I
played
saw
organ,
that.
yeah, with organ sonata. It's yeah, they are working also very well. So um,
Wow.
um,
That is neat. So how long have you been doing the flute and accordion ensemble? When did that start?
maybe 5 years now, I
Okay.
think, something like that. I'm not sure when it started because I know that we spoke together like 10 years ago already that we should play together,
Yeah.
and it started somehow 5 years ago. It
O
no, maybe six, because it was before my son, so maybe 6 or 7 years old, 7 years ago. Yeah, yeah.
okay. I'm glad you brought that up with the flute and accordion because you have here in our email correspondences, you have, performing and gigs with different groups of chamber music, and I think that's an amazing thing to highlight, us being 21st century flutists and musicians, how what I'm hearing you say is you are creating new opportunities for yourself. You're saying, "Okay, this may be a little different, avant-garde," like one of your groups is with flute, accordion, contrabass, and drums. So, yes, it may be different, but let me get creative and let me put people together and let's make a group and let's do concerts and recitals together, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, it is. We wanted to play these Claude Pauling jazz suites, this
Mhm.
piano, and my partner Heli Tekinen was doing amazing job to put those piano parts to accordion,
Mhm.
and I think we just love to do that, and I think it shows. And after that, we have done our own versions of different kind of things, Yatsala or Philip Glass or many other things, and doing gigs with that. And I hope we can soon do that again.
No, that's wonderful. And I just want to highlight what you just said. We wanted to do our own version of the
Yeah.
standards. So, if there is somebody listening to this and they want to maybe create new opportunities for themselves, if they have a new innovative idea when it comes to composition or a recital, tour, is there any piece of advice that you would give to this musician? Like, for example, just create it, just do it, because sometimes I think us as musicians, especially maybe the younger generation, or I don't even know, like sometimes I need permission, but I feel like a lot of times we feel we have to wait and get that permission from somebody to say, "Oh yeah, you can do that." But when in fact we really don't need permission from anybody. If we have a creative, innovative idea, we should just do it if that's what we feel called to do.
Exactly. If you have a good friend and you want to play together, just try. And if you have some idea, just collect people together and try it. And it's always you have to find and be brave to try everything. Of course, we tried many things which didn't work, but we had idea how we want to sound and we loved it to play together. So it's just if you have same-minded people who you like to play or hang out together, just try something. It's
Yeah.
always you'd never know how it works. So who would ever thought that piccolo and accordion could sound together? I feel it sounds good, and when we had played, for example, these Bach organ sonatas, somehow some people had thought that okay, this sounds even better than organ by itself because there's so much more colors that we can do. So maybe
Mhm.
maybe something. Of course, someone's own thought, but yeah, it's just that you have to try and when you believe it to yourself and if you have feeling that it's working, you should do perform and think let see what people are thinking. You never know
Mm.
what is the thing that pop you out. So- or yeah, even if you have some music you like. Even I'm the classical music and I can do jazz like professionals, but I love just music. So I wanted to try something, and Claude Pauling is a classical for classical flute and
Mhm.
jazz trio. But but of course I wanted to do jazz way,
Yeah.
and I yeah. So
That's wonderful. You hit on a lot of amazing points. You said when it comes to collaboration, who do you like to hang out with? Who do you like to surround yourself with? And I think that's really important
mhm,
because sometimes maybe when it comes to collaboration, I don't know, like we think it's such a professional thing sometimes and it is, but maybe sometimes we don't pull our friends into our collaborative works because we've
mhm,
put them in the friend zone. Like, oh, but if I don't know, it makes the collaboration that much more interesting and invigorating because you get to work with people that you really like and you respect. And Why not?
Yeah, why not try even?
Yeah.
It's yeah.
And then another thing you said, which was really smart, you said, be brave, be courageous, try something new. If it's completely in the left field, if it's like this weird, odd idea, try it anyways. And it may work, it may not work, but you don't know until you try.
Exactly, exactly. We have to do things more than think after 5 years, why didn't I try it? I think it's shame
Mm,
to have that feeling later on. So, and it's fun still if you just try something and it doesn't work.
who cares?
Of course, you have had some time with your friends and yeah,
Yeah.
I
Nobody
think
has to know about it. I've tried some things in the past, Jenny, that have been awful, so bad. I'm like, oh, guess what? I don't have to hit publish. I don't have to let the world know about it because that could just be my own little secret.
yes, exactly. When I was studying, I was trying. I was singing tangos, these Argentino tangos and Finnish tangos, with my friend who was clarinet player, but he loved to play piano, and we were just gathering together when everybody was out there. I want to sing, and she wanted to play piano. We had this crazy duo night times when no one listened to us, and we just had fun. And yeah, it's a really good memory. I never sang uh, to audience that thing, but yeah, still I have good memories. It's
Aw. Yeah, and I can
have
see
to
your
try.
face. Yeah, I can see your face lighting up even recalling those memories. How special.
Yeah.
No, that's so true when it comes to collaboration. I love it. Be brave, be courageous, try something new, do it with people whom you respect. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, and it might gives you something to serious music also. Like if you do something crazy, it can gives you courage to do something also. Uh, Try your
Mm,
limits in also in classical music where there's quite thick rules. You can do improvisation or anything when you play some
mhm.
Mozart or whatever, but it can gives you some extra color or extra sound or something
Hmm.
to also that you can find something else, and that's why it's very important to, yeah. And it's
Yeah.
also, I think it's also relaxing thing, just let the rules sometimes go away and try something else.
Yes. Oh my goodness, Jenny, you literally opened up. Oh, I could be on this tangent forever now with you. This will be a whole nother episode. I will try to restrain myself. But you said something beautiful, and that is you being, courageous in this area of trying new sounds, right? And these new colors and the different instruments, right? And putting it together. What can that do for the standard repertoire? Because when we do play Mozart or Reinecke or Poulenc or whatever is on our stand, maybe we'll be more courageous getting off the page, playing something more in the moment and trying to strive for that specific color or being very intentional with the phrase and saying, "Ooh, I want to try something new right here and right now," because why not? It's music and it should live and breathe, and we don't always have to stick to the black and white of how it's always been done.
Exactly. And when you try something, you try your limit on, and you want to say something yourself. It's more interesting if you find something. It can be a small thing, but it can makes it more interesting if you have courage to give something.
Mm, yeah.
And also, I think if you want to get better, you have to uh, you have to try your limits and get over those. You never get the real pianissimo if you don't try it and crush it. You have to find your limit and practice it, and then your limit is going more far, and you get better. And also in fortissimo or some very sensitive color or some kind of mysterious voice or something, you have to go over your limits to get better.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure my English every time, but I hope you don't.
Oh, Jenny, you are doing tremendous, and I'm understanding every word you're saying, and your thoughts are very clear, and I commend you. Oh my goodness. If somebody had asked me to do a podcast episode in French or Spanish, I'd be like, nope, sorry, I'm not that brave. So the fact that you're showing up for yourself and for us in this way, major kudos to you. It's so appreciated. Yeah. Oh my goodness, Jenny, we have had such an amazing conversation between nutrition and health, movement, being comfortable in our own skin, the wonderful festival, and talking about these artistic ideas. We've literally done a full 360, so thank you.
Only flutists can do this in our.
That's right. Oh, shoot. Are there any parting words that you want to leave the listeners with as we're wrapping up our conversation?
I think I said it in last moment that try your limits and put something from yourself to music and don't forget your health. Maybe that's the everything. Like, yeah, listen to
Yeah,
yourself. Listen to yourself, but be brave. Maybe that's.
I love that. Yes, that's perfectly said. Oh my goodness, Jenny, you are such a kind-spirited person, and I'm so glad that our paths have crossed. And I made a new flute friend from across the world, and my door is always open for you. So if you ever need anything, just holler at me, and I would love to serve you in any way that I can.
Oh, thank you.
Mhm.
It was so nice to meet you and discuss you and thank you for asking and wanted to
Mm.
hear about me.
No, the pleasure is all mine. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. I hope that the content has served you well. The thing that I would love for you to do right now is go to my website at HeidiKBegay.com. That's HeidiKaybegay.com. Go to the right-hand side of my website and you will see a tab called Subscribe. Click that bad boy and type in your information. The reason being is because I send out a weekly newsletter and it's jam-packed with value. These past 2 months alone, I have sent out discount codes on my friends' classes. I have sent out links to free ebooks and so much more. So if you're not on that newsletter, then you can't get those perks and discounts, links and codes. So go to HeidiKBegay.com, join that mailing list, and I can't wait to see you there. Thanks. Let's talk about flute.